Chapter 7, Mid-Chapter Quiz Review. Please watch the video, write down the examples, and how to solve each problem on a separate sheet of paper. In these three problems, we have to identify the solution of each equation from the list given. So that means that with these three numbers, I have to decide which one fits to make this a true statement. So I try each number. So I take out my variable, I put in the first value. So 2 plus 19 equals 21. Does 21 equal 22? No. So I try 3. 3 plus 19 equals 22. Does 22 equal 22? Yes. So that one works. But let's try 4 just for giggles. 4 plus 19 is 23. No, that does not work. So B equals 3. Let's try the next one. 18 minus 18 equals 20 minus G. So again, here's our numbers. I'm going to rewrite this so that way, using the commutative property of 20 minus G equals 18. I always like to have what it equals on my right-hand side. So again, I'm going to take out my variable. I'm going to put each one of those values in there. 20 minus 2 equals 18. That one is true. But let's try 3 and 4. 20 minus 3 is 17. 17 equal to 18? No. So let's try 4. 20 minus 4 equals 16. Does 16 equal 18? No. So our only value for G equals 2. And then the last one, 4W equals 36. So remember, anytime you have a number and a variable side by side, it means to multiply. So I have 4 times W equals 36. So let's try each one of those numbers. 4 times 7, take out my W, put in 7, is 28. Does 28 equal 36? No. So let's try 8. 4 times 8 equals 32. Does 32 equal 36? No. So it must be 9. 4 times 9 equals 36. That one is correct. So W has to equal 9. So again, here I want to solve each equation mentally. I don't have any numbers to choose from, so I want to think about doing the opposite. Okay, what is the opposite of multiply? I have 5 times P equals 20. Well, the opposite of multiply is to divide. So I'm going to divide each one of these numbers by the coefficient. The coefficient is the number that's connected to the variable. So when I divide 5P divided by 5, my 5's cancel out. I'm left with my variable P. 20 divided by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, that is 4. Here on the other side, I have Y divided by 7 equals 6. So some big number divided by 7 equals 6. So to do this one, I do the opposite of divide, which is to multiply. And I multiply by the denominator, which is 7. So I have 7 over 1 times Y over 7, and 6 times 7 over 1. So when 7 over 1 times Y over 7, my 7's cancel out. That's my simplify before I multiply strategy. So I simplify, 7 cancels out 7. I'm left with my Y value. 6 times 7, well, 6 times 7 is 42. 1 times 1 is 1, so 42 over 1 is the same as 42. So in this case, it says Ramon went to a pizza shop and spent half his money on lunch. If Ramon had $7.25 left after lunch, how much money did he have originally? So let's go back through. It says Ramon went to the pizza shop and spent half of his money on lunch. So we don't know how much money he had, but we do know that he had $7.25 after lunch. How much did he have before or originally? So I don't know how much he had originally. That's my variable. So we have 1/2 his money. So 1/2 times W equals, here's how much he had after lunch, which was $7.25. So to solve this, here we're multiplying again, 1/2 times W. So I want to divide each of those by 1/2. So when I take 1/2 W divided by 1/2, I get those two cancel out. That's my simplify. I get W equals 7.25 divided by 1/2. Dividing by 1/2 and multiplying by 2 are the same thing. So if I take 7.25 times 2, 2 times 5 is 10, carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 2 times 7 is 14. There's 2 numbers after the decimal, so I have to have 2 numbers after my decimal here. So he originally had $14.50. So again, here we're going to solve each equation. We're going to check our solution. Okay, so again, we're going to think opposite. So y minus 9 equals 28. So some number plus 9 equals 28. So the opposite of add is to subtract. So I have to subtract 9 from each side. This gives the variable all by itself. So 9 minus 9 is 0. So those two cancel out, leaving my variable y by itself. 28 minus 9, I have to regroup. 18 minus 9 is 9. 1 minus 0 is 1. Now with my next one, I have h minus 2.5 equals 11. Again, I do the same thing. Remember our rules that if the variable is in front of the h, or in front of the subtraction sign, we have to subtract. I'm sorry, we have to add. Checking to make sure you guys are on top of this, because h has to be the bigger number. If h is after the subtraction sign, then we have to subtract. Those are our two rules in subtracting. So in this case, h is before my subtraction sign, so I go ahead and I do the opposite. It's in front, so I have to add. So subtract 2.5, I'm going to add 2.5 to both sides. So when I add 2.5 minus 2.5, that's 0. Those two numbers cancel out. I'm left with my variable h. H equals 11 as a decimal is 11.0. So when I add those two together, 0 plus 5 is 0. Decimal, decimal, decimal. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 0 is 1. And on the last one, this one's kind of written a little funky, so I'm going to use my commutative property again to rewrite this so that my equal sign is on the right side. So I'm going to move m minus 28 equals 42. Now it doesn't change the value, I just moved both sides. So again, here's my variable. My variable is in front of my subtraction sign. So if my variable is in front of my subtraction sign, it tells me to add. So I have to add 28 to both sides. (28) minus 28, that's 0. So those two numbers cancel each other out. I'm left with my variable m that I bring down here. M is going to equal 42 plus 28. So I add those two numbers together. 2 plus 8 is 10. Carry my 1. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 70. So in this game, Haley has 42 cards. This is 15 more cards than Felix. Write and solve an addition equation to find the number of cards Felix has. So let's go back through. In the game, Haley has 42 cards. So she has 42 cards. This is 15 more. More tells me to add 15 more cards than Felix. Well, how many cards does Felix have? We don't know. That's my variable. So let's rewrite this as an addition equation. So when I write it as an addition equation, I'm going to work backwards. So I have Felix's cards. I don't know how many that is. That's my W. More tells me to add. So I'm going to add what? Those 15 cards that she has more than Felix. And that should equal how many cards Haley has, which is 42. So there's my writing my equation. Now we have to solve. How do I solve an addition equation? I have to do the opposite. To solve an addition equation, I always subtract. So I need to get my variable by itself. So I have to do the opposite of add 15, which is to subtract 15. Whatever I do to one side of my equal sign, I have to do to the other. So when I subtract 15 minus 15, that's 0. I cancel those two numbers out. I'm only left with my variable w, which will then equal 42 minus 15. I can't take 5 away from 2, so I have to regroup. Take 10 away, add 10 ones. 12 minus 5 is 7. 3 minus 1 is 2. And we're talking about cards. Make sure you have a label. The last one here says Billy is thinking of 3 numbers from 1 through 9 with a sum of 14. Each number is used only once. What are those numbers? Well, here there's random. So you have the numbers 1 through 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can only use each number once. So let's try some numbers. Let's try 2 plus 3 plus 4. Well, 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 4 is 9. Does 9 equal 14? No. So that one doesn't work. Let's try some more. Let's try 3 plus 4 plus 5. 3 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 5, I'm sorry, 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. Does 12 equal 14? No, but we are really close. So I'm going to add, I know I'm 14 minus 12 is 2. I'm only 2 numbers away. So if I keep one number the same and I add one more to each of the other numbers, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 6 is 14. Those three numbers will work. There are many different combinations that will work. Try to find another one on your own. This was Chapter 7, Mid-Chapter Quiz Review. The mid-chapter quiz will be on Monday, March 1st, 2021. Be ready for the quiz.